Joining us now to talk about a subject matter that I think a lot of dads and moms are dealing with these days. You know, the kids want to be the best at the best they can be. And that includes a lot of times girls looking the best they can. And if it's out there and it's on social media, dang it, I want it too, including Botox and surgeries and everything else to look more confident and feel good about yourself. But is there a point where you say, slow down? Dr. Isha comes in here and joining us now to talk about this. Good morning, Dr. Isha. Welcome in.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So is this a good thing, a bad thing? Are we overreacting, or is there a problem here? I mean, how young are people starting to let their kids do this?
Well, fortunately, this is not very common in the pediatric world, but we are seeing more and more kids and teenagers requesting Botox injections. Now, we've had more teenagers than younger kids, but there are even some kids that are in, their preteen years now requesting Botox. So we definitely need to be aware of it as parents, and we definitely need to ask more questions about where this drive is coming from. I'm concerned that the confidence that comes from getting these injections is not coming from somewhere else.
Well, you wonder too, if we start doing this, does it open the floodgates of, is it ever going to be enough? And are we allowing our children to focus on things that are superficial versus what type of character we are?
Exactly. You think about the amount of wrinkles a 16-year-old would have. I mean, that's supposed to be when your skin is at its most youthful. So if you're noticing those perceived imperfections at that age, you can imagine over time, you may notice more and more and more. And the way that Botox works is by relaxing your muscles. And so over time, if you have repeated injections, depending on the dose and the frequency, it could actually weaken your muscles over time and change your facial structure. So we do need to be aware of the medical consequences as well. But I think the confidence issue is a big concern.
All right, you're a pediatrician, right?
Correct.
All right, I want to get your thoughts real quick on transitioning. As kids now across our country, we know, and across the globe, have been allowed to transition just because they feel a certain way and don't want to be the person they are. They want to be somebody else. So a lot of times doctors have bought into this and done it, and now we're starting to see some people have made these decisions, coming back going, that was a wrong decision. Do you believe that we should allow children to be directed in a direction like this, even if they say they want to, and their parents are on board with this, and more importantly, the medical professionals that will jump on board and do this and surgically change a person that maybe later when they grow up and continue to develop through adolescence, and the brain continues to, grow and develop until your mid-20s. Do you believe that this is something that the pediatric world should put up a brick wall on and completely say no? Or where are you standing on this issue?
Well, I think, now this is a different issue than Botox, which is not, permanent change,
right.
But you have kids who feel strongly about things like this. I think they deserve conversations. They deserve a lot of time with their parents, caregivers, medical providers. But I would be very cautious of doing anything to a body that's not fully developed and a brain that's not fully developed. Because as you said, sometimes as they are forming their identity into the 20s, they may decide that change was not for them after all. And so I think we have to be kind of cautious and guarded in taking any steps that can cause long-term consequences. I think it's an opportunity where we need to really talk to kids and see where their concerns are coming from. Sometimes things will come up and present a certain way, but really they reflect something deeper going on.
Well, I think you said it right there at the beginning. Kids deserve the conversation, not necessarily the action, but if this comes up, absolutely don't blow it off and just say, no, we're just not going to even discuss this. You're right. There's something going on that they deserve to have professional adults talk to them about what's been going on with them. So, Dr. Isha, thank you so much for being on. I sure do appreciate you.
Of course. Happy to help.